Hey guys, Trucker Grinch here. So I wanted to make a video on Fraley and Schilling's pay scale. Doing a lot of research looking for a company that I wanted to go to, there isn't a lot of information about how much Fraley and Schilling pays. There are some companies you can go look and they're all, this is what we pay. We pay 40 cents a mile, 45 cents a mile. This is what you get. Some companies, if you've got 5-10 years of experience, 48 cents, 49 cents a mile. But with about a year or 2 years worth of driving experience, a lot of the companies were about 40. One even was at like 38. 40 to 45. Some of the ones I really looked at were about 42. But Fraley and Schilling, I had no information. I asked the recruiter, got kind of a vague answer. But there were a lot of other things that I liked about Fraley and Schilling, so I decided to go ahead and go there. In your orientation, you sit down and sign a contract, not like a service contract, just basically an agreement that you're going to work for them and they're going to pay you to drive. Pretty much it. They pay 41 cents a mile. A lot of people are like, wow, that's not good. It's not. It's average and on par for someone who doesn't have 5, 10, 15, 20 years worth of driving experience. Now, with that said, every year you do get a ½ cent raise per mile. Again, that's not a huge deal. So I wanted to kind of get out, get my wheels turning, see where this went, see how much money I could actually make, because they advertise, you know, that their top earners are making about $2 grand a week. I want to be a top earner. I want to make that kind of money. So, I got my first pay and my settlement, and I made about, I averaged a little over 65 cents a mile. Now, with that, Fraley and Schilling pays you to secure, unstrap your loads. There's one company that I went to, that I picked up from, that pays extra for a Conestoga wagon. Now, the nice thing about Fraley and Schilling is they pass that on to you. There is a bonus for dropping with a Conestoga or picking up with a Conestoga wagon, and most companies would charge a shipper the extra and keep that money because it's their equipment. It's something I'm hooked to and I'm dragging regardless. But Fraley and Schilling, they give you a little extra. They've got a pay scale for your short haul starting at 50 miles going up to 300, and it breaks down from there. So there's another that adds on to it. There are several different categories that put on there that increase how much you get paid per mile. So 65 cents a mile is really good. Just doing my job. So as long as I keep running and doing the things I want to, or doing the things that I'm doing, I'm in a good position. Now, Fraley and Schilling, another thing that drew me to them was they have a minimum pay. So they will pay you anywhere, depending on what division you're in and where you're going, where you're based out of. They'll pay you anywhere guaranteed from like $1,200 to $1,600 per week, minimum. Now, in order to do that, you've got to meet some qualifications. You got to be running, you got to be available to work. So you can't like go out, run a load for 300 miles, sit there for 24 hours, grab another load for a couple hundred miles, sit there for half a day. You actually have to get moving. You've got to be going. But if you're doing that, you're going to make over the minimum if you don't have issues like I had. So, like I said, the pay scale, there's a lot of add-ons that Fraley and Schilling throw on there that bump you up from that 41 cents a mile. Like I said, last week I averaged 65 cents a mile. That's pretty decent for having a couple years of driving experience under my belt. Now, I also kind of want to give you a review of my first week. It was a doozy. My first load, I had to pick up steel coil. And it took me about an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 48 minutes to strap it down, secure it. I started using something I never really used before with the J hooks. I kind of got a little bit of training on it. I knew how they worked, I just couldn't get the mechanisms right. I spent like an hour plus just messing around with it. I said, screw it. I took the J hooks off, I threw them to the side, and I did it the way I was taught in orientation how to use the chains. No problem. 30 minutes, I had that bad boy strapped. I had it ratcheted down, tight as a tick, and I got out of there. Got down to Tennessee from Kentucky. When I went to drop it, I didn't know that when you get there and you're in line, jump in, remove all but one chain. So when you pull in, you just got one chain to undo and you get the hell out of there. It's quick, it's fast. Because you're sitting there for 30, 40 an hour anyway. But what I also didn't know about this trailer that I have, I've got a brand new Conestoga wagon, and what I didn't know about it was when you set the brakes, it dumps the air and the trailer drops. I know, Wayne, if you watch this video, you're going to make fun of me because you told me, watch the ratchets, they will slide back on you. One of the ratchets slid all the way back. When it dumped the air, sat it on top of the tire. Well, me not knowing this, I go out, start my truck, push my brakes in, and I start to drive. What that did is it on top, and it drug the tire across the ratchet, burning the strap, wasting a brand new, never used strap, and burning off the first row or two of tread off of the tire. Because I drug it 200, 300 yards, got in there, got the coil unloaded, and then I still couldn't get the ratchet out from the tire. So I drug it out of the warehouse. I called roadside. I was like, hey, here's my situation, here's my problem. The roadside guy goes, hey, are your airbags full? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. He goes, do me a favor, start your truck, push in your trailer brake button. So I push it in. Trailer goes, shh. I'm like, oh crap, ratchet's no longer in the tire. You learn. So then I ran back to the yard to get a new tire put on, and while I was there, the safety guy wanted to have a talk with me. And no matter what company you are, safety is a big concern, and 9 times out of 10 the safety guy is going to be the one who fires you, going to be the one who's going to let you go for making small and stupid mistakes. Not his fault, it's part of the business. So I go in, I sit down with him, I'm nervous. I had the first day jitters. That's what it was. Honestly, that's what it was. I have to say, Pete, if you ever watch this, thank you. You didn't talk down to me. You didn't treat me like crap. You explained to me different things about the trailer that I didn't know. You gave me ways to not let it happen again, and I'm guaranteeing you it's not going to happen again. I check every time I stop this truck. I make sure my ratchets are in a good spot. They're not over tires. But I appreciate the way he handled that. He could have talked down to me, could have treated me like crap, but he didn't. Got out to PA, dropped that load off. Got some lumber coming back to Tennessee. And then Sarah, my drive manager, she didn't have a load ready for me. I'm like, hey, I want to, what about home time? How does it work? I've never, done this. And she's like, oh yeah, it's Friday. She goes, head over to this place. I'll have you a load number by the time you get there. I pulled in, I called, hey, do you have a load number? Bam, load number. I got loaded, and she said, hey, take that, go home, enjoy your weekend, get that delivered, Sunday night. It was on, because it was on the way home. Then, actually this week also, come Friday, I'm in South Carolina. She's like, hey, I've got a load for you. Go to Charleston, South Carolina, pick this up, go home, deliver it Monday morning. Okay, perfect. I didn't have to ask or worry. Fraley and Schilling so far have been an immense driver-friendly company. I can say that hands down. I've never had to be like, hey, when can I go home? Any truck driver worth his salt knows that every company out there tries to dodge you from going home. Get that last extra load out of you. You know, oh, hey, it's time to go home. And they get you a load heading the opposite direction. Fraley and Schilling so far have gotten me home. Now, I'm not under any delusion. I understand things happen. Loads come up. Things need to get done. There's going to be times where I'm not going to be able to make it home when I want or at all. I understand that. I'm not naive. I've been in the industry long enough to know that. But they make a concerted effort to get you home, and that I appreciate. So ever since I had that little fluff up on my first day, I haven't had a problem since. I've been double checking, triple checking everything, and you know what? They keep me running. With the exception of today, I had a receiver who just didn't want to receive. But they've kept me running. They kept loads under me, and I'm moving. I'm making money, and it's been a good move so far. I recommend anybody who is looking for something, call Fraley and Schilling. You know, see what they got for you. So far, it has been a very good move for me and my family. So I don't see a change anytime soon. But there's more to come on that. So I'm going to try and keep my videos short. I know nobody wants to listen to me drone on for 20 or 30 minutes, non-babbling incoherently and whatever. But if you have any questions, let me know. If you are looking for a driving job and you do come to Fraley and Schilling, let me know. Let me get a referral bonus out of you. Hey, you guys, stay happy, drive safe. We'll talk to you later.